We watch all season long for this moment here, for the best versus the best, and one to be crowned champion. That moment is now. The Super Bowl is here. Let's talk about it.
Cannot play with him. Cannot win with him. Cannot coach with him. Can't do it.
You play to win the game.
I mean, listen, we talking about practice. Not a game. Not a game. Not a game. We talking about practice.
Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. Touchdown!
You are now locked in to the Clock Dodgers podcast.
Clock Dodgers Podcast.
Check it out, check it out, check it out. What up, Clock Dodgers? It's your guy, Neal. And we are about to witness the 55th Super Bowl this weekend. I don't know when you're listening to this, but I'm recording before the Super Bowl. And we're about to see old GOAT versus young GOAT. Tom Brady versus Patrick Mahomes. Andy Reid versus Bruce Arians. This is what we watch all season for, folks. We want to see the best compete versus each other. And this is the point that we've come to. It's the Chiefs and it's the Bucks. I talked about it last week. You know, this situation that we've, come into with these two guys, one 40 plus years old, one basically, still a baby in terms of NFL age. And here we are, man. They are going to go at it for 4 quarters. And we're going to see who is, who gets crowned. I've been on a few podcasts. I've talked about it on Clubhouse. I've talked about it in group chats. I'm a Raiders fan. We all know that. And I can't root for the Chiefs, like out of good faith. Like as my loyalty will not allow me to do such things. Some people ain't cut from that cloth. I understand, but my loyalty runs deep. So I can't in good faith root for the Chiefs and say I want the Chiefs to win. However, I will say that I believe the Chiefs will win. And, I've heard people talk about betting on this game. I mean, there's going to be tons of bets on this game, and there's all kinds of prop bets and everything that you can do. But just betting straight up, like who's going to win, even if you go no points, no spread, no nothing, right? Like just who's going to win. This is, one of the most difficult bets you could have because you don't want to bet against the young phenom, what many will argue is the best quarterback in all of football. But you also don't want to bet against that old, wily GOAT who's won championship after championship after championship. Like, you don't want to bet against that guy. That guy who has overcome all the odds, in Tampa, which a lot of people thought wasn't possible. Hell, I didn't even think it was possible, for him to be here in the Super Bowl. So, man, it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. In this case, it's a tough one. So shout out to anybody who puts down, major stacks on this. If you're doing little fun bets, I ain't going to give you all kinds of credit for that. But if you're putting down big time money on it, I've seen some big bets happen. Props to you for taking that leap because that's wild. Lots of prop bets to get involved in. Those are fun. It's always fun to kind of watch along too. Even if you're not going to bet, say you're in a state where it's not legal or you don't want to bet. I understand people don't like to bet. Some people, they're against it or whatever, but it's fun to watch along and see kind of what bets are available to people and kind of, see how it plays out. But overall, this is going to be a great, great game. There's really not a way that this game could be disappointing, in my opinion, unless someone gets hurt. One of these quarterbacks get hurt. And we've been talking about it, like I said, on various different formats. I've talked about it on the show. It feels like this could be a passing of the torch, right? If Brady doesn't win, and it's like he's passing that torch down to Patrick Mahomes or up, however you want to look at it. But there's no downside to this game. Like people are going to be watching this game all across the U.S., all across the world. And you're going to be watching two of the best do it. There's nothing bad to see here. I do think the Bucs have a better defense. I think the Chiefs have, it's almost hard to say. I'll say the Chiefs have the best wide receiver in this game. But I don't know if, Mahomes has the best weapons. I think it's hard to say that he has better weapons when you're talking about Mike Evans, AB, Godwin, Gronk, very serviceable running backs. But it doesn't really matter for Mahomes. I mean, Mahomes makes everybody legit, and he makes everybody, a threat, in that sense. So this is a lot of cool stories in this game, man. A lot of cool stories. It's weird. Like, you kind of want to see Brady, go out, and he's not even going to stop yet. I mean, this guy's going to continue to play, but I don't know, man. There's something about a guy, when I know he's at the end of his career and that he doesn't get as many opportunities at this as Mahomes is going to have left. I kind of root for that, but at the same time, you feel like, well, he's got enough. You know what I mean? So this is a fun game. It seems like overall, at least in the people I talk to, the majority of them, it feels like people are going for the Chiefs. But Brady's got his supporters that you can't shake out here. So they exist. But it does feel like, Mahomes is, hey, so crafty, so good out there. Like, as a Raider fan, I talk about this all the time. Like, when they play the Chiefs, I always feel like no lead is safe. I always feel like there's nothing he can't do. It doesn't matter who's hurt, who's out there, how good the defense is. Like, Mahomes is that guy. As a Raider fan, we got to deal with him for the next, so many years. AB might not play, they said. I was looking at, I was trying to see some of the latest headlines on this because, there's all kinds of news floating around, and there's talks of, Carson Wentz stealing the headlines a little bit right now, in terms of, potentially being traded. So, there's that out there, so that, everything wasn't Super Bowl, believe it or not, everything wasn't Super Bowl headlines. There is still more quarterback movement happening. So yeah, I mean, this is going to be a fun game. How many times can I say that? As a Raider fan, seeing the Chiefs win it again, it tears you apart. But it is great to watch history. I always tell people that, like, when you're watching some of these guys play, when you watch a LeBron play, when you watch a Mahomes play, when you see these guys, even Brady, even though he's to the younger crowd, not necessarily their guy, but you're watching history. You're watching legends be made, or you're watching legends, sew up their career and make this, put an end to the story. Like, this is the kind of stuff you got to cherish. I know it may not be your favorite teams. I know it may not be, what you wanted, but this is some legendary moments happening here. We got to soak that up. We got to take that in and appreciate every second of it. So yeah, AB's questionable, which that definitely hurts. That definitely hurts. That definitely hurts the Bucs. No question for me. If that happens, there's some injuries. There's some injuries going around this game. So there are some stuff happening, but most importantly, the two quarterbacks are playing, and that's what we really care about. That's what really matters here. As long as those two are playing, we feel good. We feel happy about what's about to happen. The halftime show is going to be great. Why, you ask? Why is the, Super Bowl halftime show going to be great? Because The Weeknd is performing. Shout out to The Weeknd. He'll tear that down for sure. If you're a fan of The Weeknd, you're about to be one. I don't know how you can't be one. House of Balloons is one of the greatest albums ever. Man, when I think back to that album, I know I'm here to talk about the Super Bowl. When I think back to that House of Balloons album, it's such a vibe. It puts me in such a a space. It brings me back to a time. It's one of those albums. Seriously, it really is. So if you haven't listened to that album, I highly recommend it. A little sidetrack in there, Clock Dodger style. That's what we do. So Tyreek Hill, best wide receiver in the game, and that's a big statement. Being that the other guys that are playing this game to be the best in this game here, means you gotta be really, really, really good. He's fast as shit. He's gonna make some plays, and it's gonna be exciting. All right, listen. I want to see what everybody thinks. I'm gonna throw up a poll. Who's gonna win the Super Bowl? Very cut and dry, very simple. Participate. I want to see what the Clock Dodger listeners out there, what you guys, what space you're in. Do you want to see old man Brady win, or do you want to see the torch passed to Patrick Mahomes? It says a lot about you, depending on which one you choose. I think this poll is a character judger of sorts. It kind of tells you what place you're in. You know what I mean? The Super Bowl being in Tampa is kind of cool too. It's funny how like the whole cannon thing and everything became like an issue. Like, we're not going to shoot the cannons during the game because that would create home field advantage of sorts. Man, listen, the things these guys have played through all year with no crowds and everything, I don't know if home field advantage honestly exists at this point, but I doubt some cannons firing really are going to affect anybody with everything that they've gone through. But hey, you don't want to leave an excuse for the people. You know, if those cannons shot during the game, that you would have people on social media and you would have people on podcasts and you have people on TV and on radio and everywhere going crazy that the cannons firing were a support system for the Bucs and it carried them over the Chiefs and it was cheating for Brady. Will we get we don't want Cannon-gate. We don't want Cannon-gate. We don't need any more gates on Tom Brady's career. Please, whatever we do, don't come out of this game with any conspiracies. Please, just make this a clean game. That's all I ask for. I don't care who wins. I don't care who comes out and reigns victorious. I don't care if the torch gets passed. I don't care if any of this stuff happens. All I ask is that when we come out of this game, you don't tell me that there was a conspiracy. The league has it out for anybody against Brady. Brady's, the golden child, and the league protected him. That is the only thing I don't want to hear. Listen, guys, enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Stay safe. Eat good food. Drink good stuff. Enjoy your family, your friends, as best you can, safely. You know the rules. I'm not going to say it. Don't want to piss nobody off. You know what I'm talking about. Play it safe. Do the right thing. And as always, be kind, be great, keep dodging.